The movie opens with a chilling message. After the 2001 terrorist attacks, the government created a secret code alert system to transmit classified information to its agents. The code was simple: Whiskey, Mike and Delta, which means weapons of mass destruction. Cut to the present. Appears a tense motorcade escorting the Vice President of the United States down a crowded avenue. Inside one of the cars, 4 agents discuss the growing homelessness crisis in the city. Among them is Agent Choi, who suddenly notices a strange device concealed within the agent's suit. Alarmed, he asks if his suspicion is true, but he remains silent. Meanwhile, on a nearby street, a young black man enters a high-security building, passing through layers of protection, facial scans, numeric codes, and encrypted locks, until he finally reaches a hidden apartment. Back at City Hall, a swarm of Secret Service agents stands ready, awaiting the Vice President's arrival. The tension is thick. Something is about to happen. Among the agents stationed at City Hall are Owens and Reeve, both awaiting the Vice President's arrival. Inside the motorcade, a female agent calls Owens, informing her that they'll reach the area in 3 minutes. Back on the streets, a police officer spots a homeless man pushing a shopping cart aimlessly down the sidewalk. Suspicious, the officer approaches, only for the homeless man to suddenly pull out a pistol and shoot him point blank. In one swift motion, the attacker grabs a metal rod rigged with explosives, rushes toward the motorcade, and attaches the bomb to the second vehicle. The explosion rips through the convoy. Chaos erupts. The driver of the car, revealed to be a mole, draws his weapon, shooting the female agent and agent carrying nuclear football. But Agent Choi reacts in a split second, firing back and killing the traitor. Wounded and gasping for air, the agent hands Choi the mysterious device. "Secure it," he whispers before losing consciousness. Choi leaps from the car and starts to run. Meanwhile, at City Hall, another explosion detonates nearby, throwing Reeve and several agents to the ground. Dazed but determined, Owens grabs Reeve, pulls him to his feet, and together they fight to escape the chaos. Back at the high-security building, the young black man watches the chaos unfold, both through his window and on the television screen. The city is in complete disarray. Fire trucks scream through the streets, police sirens echo, and helicopters swarm the skyline. Meanwhile, Agent Choi runs alone. Desperate, he grabs a phone from a startled pedestrian and calls his commanding officer. Between gasps, he reports everything that happened. Through their tense conversation, it's revealed that the device Choi carries is none other than the nuclear football, the most dangerous device in the world. The general's voice crackles through the line. "Get to the nearest safe house. I'll transmit an access code." And Choi, a pause, "Trust no one." Choi hangs up, tucks the device close to his chest, and sprints through the streets like hell itself is chasing him. Hold on. This storm is only beginning to brew. What's your prediction for the ending? Tell me below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's continue. At the safe house, the young black man, Anderson, receives an encrypted message from the general. The order is clear: 3 agents will be arriving soon. Let them in. Moments later, Agent Choi reaches the building. He gives the entry code, but when Anderson asks for the password, Choi hesitates. As tension rises between them, Owens and Reeve arrive. Owens quickly speaks the password, Washington. The 3 agents step inside. Once they are in, Anderson immediately scans Reeve for chemical traces, only to discover that the explosion earlier contained a non-lethal gas. A smokescreen, not a toxin. Owens hurries to find water and medicine to treat Reeve's wounds. But before they can catch their breath, there's a knock at the door. Another man stands outside. He knows all the security credentials. Anderson hesitates, but finally lets him in. Then, without warning, a second man slips in silently behind him. The first newcomer spots Owens and Choi and instantly draws his revolver. "Who the hell are you people?" he demands. The second man also enters just as fast, pulling his own gun and shouting, "Drop it." The standoff freezes the room. In the tense silence, identities are revealed. The first man is Sorello from Homeland Security, and the second is Halton, CIA. Now, 5 agents, each from a different branch, each unsure whom to trust, stand together in the safe house, surrounded by fear, suspicion, and the weight of a secret that could destroy everything. Agent Choi requests a secure line to speak privately with the general. Once connected, he lowers his voice and reports that several other officers are now inside the safe house. He identifies each of them one by one. The general listens carefully, then replies in a calm but firm tone, "No one in that house must know what you're carrying. I'll send an extraction team for you and the device. Sit tight." The line goes dead. Choi exhales, glances down at the small metal case, the device, and tucks it back into his suit. He steps out to rejoin the others, trying to mask his tension. But the room feels different now. The others can sense it, he's hiding something. Moments later, the phone rings again. This time, everyone gathers around, and Anderson switches the call to loudspeaker. He informs the general, "Sir, I have 5 guests in the safe house." The general pauses, then responds as if he's unaware, "5? I was only informed of 3. The agents exchange uneasy looks. Choi's eyes narrow. He knows the general is lying. He already told him there were 5. Suspicion thickens in the air. The general then asks Halton to take the phone, but the call isn't on loudspeaker this time. No one can hear what's being said. Halton listens silently, his expression darkening with every word. Suddenly, the lights flicker out. The power dies, replaced by backup lights. The doors lock shut. They're trapped inside. Now, the tension is unbearable. Mistrust coils through the room like smoke. Halton finally breaks the silence. His face is pale, voice steady but grim. "The government traced the detonator used in the City Hall bombing," he says. "It's here. Inside this house." A cold wave of suspicion sweeps through the room. Every agent looks at the others differently now. Can you smell that? It's fear, and something worse. The general's manipulations have done their work. Mistrust is spreading like wildfire. No one feels safe. The agents start arguing, voices rising. They press Choi about his earlier phone calls to the general, demanding answers, but he refuses to say a word. His silence only deepens their paranoia. In the chaos, Owens and Reeve decide to come clean, partially. Owens explains that she and Reeve were assigned to deliver a classified project, codenamed C-49, to the vice president. They'd been working on it for the past 9 months, that's why they were at City Hall. But when the others demand to know what C-49 really is, she stays silent. Tension boils over. Choi still refuses to reveal what he's carrying, and Sorello confronts him, accusing him of hiding something dangerous. The argument escalates, then suddenly, glass shatters. A window explodes inward as armed terrorists descend from ropes, storming the safe house. Bullets tear through the walls, shouts fill the air. The agents dive for cover. A brutal firefight erupts. Gunfire, fists, chaos. Every attacker who falls detonates on impact, their bodies rigged with explosives. 2 of them are taken down, Reeve killed in fighting. The last attacker collapses without exploding. His detonator was destroyed in the fight. Breathing hard, Owens stares at the carnage. Grief and fury consume her. "They weren't trying to kill us," she says, voice trembling. "They were trying to take something from Choi." She turns on him. "What are you hiding, Choi?" But once again he says nothing. The entire city is now under martial law. Civilians are evacuated, and the army floods the streets and skies, armored vehicles rumbling as helicopters thunder overhead. For a moment, silence hangs heavy over the safe house. Then, another explosion, this time from the ceiling. Armed men drop through the hole, gas filling the air as chaos erupts once again. Gunfire shreds the silence. Each attacker who falls detonates, their bodies wired to explode. Sorello takes a bullet but survives. Amid the smoke, the agents manage to capture one assailant alive. Anderson examines him and confirms, "This one's clean, no bomb." They drag the captive into an interrogation room while checking the breach point above. The hole is lined with C4, wired to blow if touched. Inside the interrogation room, Halton begins questioning the prisoner, followed by Sorello, then Owens. But before Owens can extract some information from him, Anderson intervenes, breaking the flow. In that split second, prisoner bites down on a poison capsule hidden in his ear. He collapses, foaming at the lips. But then, a faint beeping sound. Everyone bolts for cover as the explosion tears through the room. When the smoke clears, suspicion turns inward again. They confront Anderson. How could he have missed the bomb? How had the house been breached twice, with new explosives planted? The team decides to cuff Anderson in another room until they figure things out. Now, with no more time for secrets, Choi finally speaks. He reveals the truth. He's carrying the nuclear football, device capable of launching the nation's nuclear arsenal. Owens steps forward and confesses her own secret. She holds the gold code generator, the device used to authorize nuclear launches. The realization hits them like a shockwave. The entire conspiracy was designed to trap them all in one place, forcing the attackers to capture both devices and use them to trigger a nuclear strike. Owens activates the backup power, bringing the main systems online. She boots up the security network, searching through the last 24 hours of footage for answers. Before she can finish, another explosion blasts through the wall. A new wave of heavily armed men floods the safe house. The firefight ignites again. Choi fights fiercely, taking down several attackers before being wounded. Sorello, already bleeding, crawls toward the room where Anderson is cuffed, hoping to free him to help. But the moment Anderson is released, he turns and kills Sorello. It's then revealed, Anderson is the mole. The real Anderson was murdered that day in the morning. This imposter took his place. With ruthless precision, the imposter stabs Choi and takes the nuclear football. He shoots Halton, seizes the C-49 device from Owens, and forces her to unlock it with her eye scan, generating the nuclear launch codes. Target, Washington, D.C. He hands Owens over to a Russian mercenary, mocking her as he prepares to finish the job. But Owens fights back, grabs a fallen pistol, and kills the Russian. Bloodied but unbroken, she storms after the imposter, stopping the countdown with seconds to spare. Then, the phone rings. It's the general. His voice is calm, almost proud. Is the mission accomplished, Copperhead? And the voice, she recognizes it. The general isn't calling from somewhere else. He's inside the building, one floor above the safe house. As realization hits, she remembers the tattoos on the terrorist's hands, the same Copperhead insignia. The truth is horrifying. The general himself is the mastermind. Upon reaching the street, the general detonates the room he was operating in, engulfing it in flames and debris as he makes his escape. Owens, she raises her gun, aims. Cut to black. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.